Okay, y'all, it is time for Does This Recipe Work? This is the new series. This is the third one we've done. Me and Liz from Miss Thrifty 50 are doing together. What we do is each week we take turns. One of us pick an ingredient, and we use that ingredient to make a different recipe. So, like this week, she chose potatoes. So, I'm going to cook something with potatoes, and she's going to cook something with potatoes. Two totally different dishes, so you get two recipes. So, and we're going to tell you, and we get the recipes either out of a cookbook, Pinterest, social media, somewhere else. So, they're not our recipes, but we're testing them for y'all. So, that way, y'all can tell if they work and if you would like to try them. So, because I know sometimes you see some recipes like, yeah, right, and then you buy the stuff and your all expectations are up there and you wasted all your money because it didn't work. Well, we're helping you by testing it out for you and letting you know how it works. So this week, like I said, she chose potatoes, and I am making a baked cheesy ranch potatoes casserole. Now, I'm adding my own ingredient to it just for time-saving thing, and it's like, why make two different things? So I'm going to add chicken to it. It doesn't call for chicken, but this morning I put some 8 chicken tenders in the crock pot with some of the Better Than Bouillon chicken base and just some onion, salt, and garlic powder and pepper, and I let it cook all day, and then it's all cooked and ready to go into the recipe. So I'm going to turn you around, I'm going to show you the ingredients, and we're going to get this going. Okay, the recipe says it's the baked cheesy ranch potatoes with just 4 ingredients, which it is. It is potatoes, ranch dressing, garlic salt, but I had garlic powder, and I'm also using onion salt, and cheese. Okay, the differences that I'm doing is I didn't have any garlic salt, but I have onion salt. And so I'm going to put garlic and onion salt in there. I bought light ranch dressing. And here is it called for Mexican blend. I have Colby Monterey Jack cheese. And it called for a cup to a cup and a half. And I've got about a cup and a half there, and we'll go from there. And there's my chicken I boiled. So we're going to get this going. The first thing it says to do is to fill a pot full of salted warm water, which is about a teaspoon of salt to 7 cups of water. And we're going to add potatoes, bring them to a boil, and cook it at a low boil for 8 to 12 minutes. And then they should be nearly done and should be fairly easy to pierce with a fork. And then we're going to drain it well, and then we'll get it going back again. Okay, so I've got my pan. I got my potatoes in there, about a teaspoon of salt, warm water. I'm going to put on the stove, bring them to a boil. Like I said, I'm going to let them low boil for 8 to 12 minutes, just so I can just kind of, pierce it with a fork, and then I'm going to drain it, and then I'll be back. I did go ahead and get my casserole dish out and spray it with non-stick spray, so I already have it ready. So when the potatoes get ready, this will be ready. And the oven's just got ready. And it is preheated to 400 degrees. Okay, potatoes are done. As you can see, I can barely pierce them with a fork like they had said. And I've drained it well. And I can't do a video without the phone ringing. Okay, now we're supposed to, well, it says into the pot, but I already used the pot. So I'm just going to go ahead and put it into this bowl I got here. I messed up a bowl and didn't need to. Okay, and then it says to drizzle a half a cup to a cup of ranch dressing directly into the pot with drained potatoes and gently toss just enough to coat evenly. Okay, so I'm going to add, I'm going to go ahead and fill this about 3/4 of the way through up to start off with, because at this point, I'm going to go ahead and add my chicken, too. And now I'm going to drizzle this over both of the chicken and the potatoes. And if I need more, because all you want to do, it says, is just to make sure that they're all good and coated. And we want to stir it gently so we don't because those potatoes wasn't peeled, and we don't want to make, you know, since they have been kind of cooked, we don't want to mess them up. So I'm just going to stir lightly and see if we need any more ranch dressing. I'm going to put just a little bit more, just because I added chicken and I don't. So I'm going to go ahead and use the cup, more or less the full cup. What I'm going to say, we're right at a full cup anyway. And that should be plenty. Now it says to add the potatoes to the greased casserole dish. So that's what I'm going to do. Add the potatoes, well, and the chicken. So here we go. Okay. Then it says to sprinkle the potatoes with garlic salt to taste. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use this onion salt, just lightly top the top. So we can always add more salt if we need it, but we can't take away. So then I'm going to just sprinkle some garlic powder on top. And then it says to put in the oven and let it cook for 20 to 25 minutes. And then we're going to remove the casserole from the oven and set the oven to broil. And then we're going to add the cheese. And we're going to return it to the oven to broil for 2 or 3 minutes or until the cheese is melted. Okay, y'all. This is it. Just out of the oven, it cooked 20 minutes. It looks good. Now I'm going to add the cheese on it. We'll put it on broil and broil it for 2 minutes. So I'm just going to sprinkle the cheese. And I did grate this cheese myself, as y'all know, but I try my best to only use cheese I grate myself. It just tastes better, and it has a better texture to me. Okay, so back in the oven under broil for 2 minutes, and I'll be back. Okay, this is after the cheese is melted. I'm going to let it rest for a little bit, and I'll plate it up. And we'll be back, and we'll have Keith back this week to do a taste test with us. So we'll be back in a moment. Okay, say hi, Keith. Okay, we got our taste tester back. It's maybe a little hot, babe. Is it seasoned okay? Because I know the recipe said we may need to add more garlic salt or onion salt or salt to it.
It's seasoned fine for me. It tastes real good.
Well, thanks. So there you go. So just a minute, and I'll taste test it, and I'll be right back with you. Okay, so now I'm going to try it, and let's see if it's seasoned good for me. It is really good. I was afraid that ranch was going to be too tangy and make it have a taste, but adding chicken was a good idea. But it would be a good side dish if you didn't have the chicken. I'll give it a thumbs up. I like it.